Hey, good morning and happy new year, YouTube. It is Michelle, and I am coming to you this morning just to share the CMC 25 challenge. So last year, I attempted this weekly challenge of collages. This is hosted by my friend Michelle Field, who is Country Morning Creations. And Michelle came up with 52 prompts. We all, in her little friendship community group, gave her ideas for prompts. And we had 52 weekly challenges. And I attempted the challenges. This started out this is a 3.5 by 5 little journaling book. And, we as creatives, man, oh man, it became a gator mouth before I knew it. So pretty much 3/4 of the way through, I just split the book and just took the individual pages and put these 2 holes in it and ran some jute. So that way it would at least lay flat towards the latter part of the year so that I could create in it. And it was fun. It was a great challenge. So what Michelle has come up with for 2025 is the idea of monthly and weekly prompts. And so what's cool about this challenge for 2025, and you can check her out at Country Morning Creations, is that you have the option to do, well, basically, we always have the option to do whatever we want to do as creatives, but she's got monthly challenges or prompts. So that way, if you're just doing a monthly situation, and she has individual weekly ones. So she's got 52 individuals, but she also has 12 monthlies. So last weekend, we were in a deep freeze. Friday, I was out to lunch and it was fine, just had on a jacket. And by the time I left work Friday evening, this sleety, snowy kind of stuff was coming down. The temp had dropped about 10 degrees. So we were in all weekend. It was just horrible, cold, deep cold, and I stayed in and decided to come up with what I'm going to do for 2025. So this is a postcard size this year. So we're talking about 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. Just a larger piece of surface, basically, to be able to do these collages. And it's funny, I had a lot of these already cut. No idea why. Maybe it was for card making or whatever. But I just grabbed those that I had in my stash. And I have that Tim Holtz. I used the 2-hole punch for Tim's binder. And so I just felt and put it on a ring, put rings on it, and just felt like this would be an easier method for this year. So because we were snowed in, I not only did the monthly, but I also attempted a couple of the weeks. So this was January, and the prompts for January, which are on the back of the card here, are January. So jewel tones, vintage, rust, crafts, and winter. Okay, so this is just my cover. So here's the month, January. So I kind of got the vintage in here. Definitely, this is a digital, and I went on ahead, ran it through an embossing folder, added some distress inks. And so here's my cover for January. And so for jewel tones, and I'm not gonna lie, this is a postcard I had already created for another swap, and it was just laying around because I actually did it upside down. So the word postcard is upside down here. So this did not get sent out in the swap, but jewel tones, perfect. So I used a green, those green file folders. We've got tons of these at work because we've gone from legal size to letter size, and the tops are all ripped and the little metal pieces are coming out, and I can't throw away anything. So I used one of these to make the postcard, and I used a napkin behind and did stamping and did some collaging. So that's jewel tone. So cheated, but it fit. So that was jewel tone. That was jewel tone. Got it. There's jewel tone. So next was vintage. And so what I did again on another one of the green pieces of papers. I just did a collage, and this was done with some of the things that I have. I have a craft cart next to my table. I do Bible journaling and art crafting, and I've got book pages and inks and you name it. It is on this cart. Down here I've got collaging materials, etc. So I keep this this is my kind of my creative space in my kitchen slash dining room. And so I just grabbed up some of my remnants in there and created this collage for vintage. And it just says flowers are happy things. Love that, because we're in a deep freeze. Ain't no flowers except for the ones that are growing in my house. And then next was rust. And so this is fun. And what I like about having these larger surfaces is you can actually do some experimenting. So with this was a piece of manila. I'm pretty sure it was a manila folder that I had cut. So it's great having these already cut because you can just grab them and go. So this was a manila folder, and I first coffee stained it, and then I ran it through an embossing folder which had the gears, and then using some distress inks as well as oxides, just created the background. And so we've got definitely some teal hues, obviously rust, all of the vintage colors. So all the browns in the Tim Holtz distress line. So vintage photo, walnut stain, etc., etc. And then these are some of those Dollar Tree stickers. I love those. I love the fact that they're puffy. They have some dimension. I got a rusted gear here that's patinaed. And then just some butterflies. So that's mine for rust. And then the next was embossed. So I collaged on, this is another white, and this is embossed. So I collaged on this with just some of the papers that I had, again on my crafty card here, and then played around with some of the Tim Holtz stamps. And so this one has the writing and the butterflies, and then embossed in gold. So for me, it was just a fun time this weekend to just play around with some of the just techniques that you just don't normally get to do when you don't have time, or like creating a journal or something like that, don't necessarily get time to play. So anyway, I hope you join us this year, whether you do one a month or take on the 52 weeks. Yeah, so this is Michelle by Bruton. Happy CMC 25 Challenge. Thanks, Michelle. See everyone soon. Bye-bye.